In this video, we'll build some mimic screens in the software. Operators usually need a fast one-look view during the commissioning and fault analysis. The software shows a single line diagram, the local panel, plus the up to 8 selected measurements, while you configure your mimics in the setup. When you open software, we are going to General, the mimics. Now you see the mimic editor like in this picture. We should select line tool and draw the main conduct path, add preferred symbols from the object palette for switchgear elements. Using the cursor tools to move any symbols, drag until they are aligned within the grid. Use the delete tool to remove wrong object, add text as a text tools. In the picture, the bay name K01 sits at the top of the title. You should understand what is the red measurement box represents. On the right side of the editor, you select measurements for measurements 1. On the right side of the editor, you select measurements for measurements 1. The picture assign EA, B and C. These appear to be mimic screens at 3 current values, each in the amperes. The relay supports up to 8 freely selectable measurements on the mimic view. After configuration, you read those values on the local panel. Typically, a refresh of automation cycle updates stay under the 1 second. Third link of the mimic tool control. Link the mimic to the control object if needed. Each draw controllable object has a control number from 1 to 8. Those number maps the control objects in the setting structure. This link enables local control on the single line diagram when the control logic is permitted and set. We assume the feeder CT ratio is 400:1. You inject 0.5 amps secondary into phase A during the test. Primary equivalent current equals 0.5 to 400, meaning 200 amps. So set measurement 1 to A1. On the mimic screen, A displays either 0.5, A secondary or 200 primary, depending on your measurement, scaling and display settings. This screen shows how to visualize digital inputs and outputs on the mimic page. During testing and commissioning, you need fast feedback. The mimic view gives you live binary states without opening detailed menus. The mimic page shows you digital inputs and outputs in real time. Value 1 means active, value 0 means inactive. Correct measurements assigned turns the mimic into fast test tools. This mimic page shows live electrical values on the relay display. Operators and testers need fast access to the current and voltages. The values mimic page give you this view without opening measurement menus. On the left side, place text labeled EA-BC next to each other, and we see the numeric fields. On the right panel, open measurement 1, set type to current, assign EA, B, C and C. The mimic now shows phase current in amperes. On the right side, place the text label VA, B and C, add label VA, B, A, B, C and CI. Place the number fields next to each other, open measurement 2, set type to the voltage, assign VA, B and C. The mimic now shows phase to neutral and phase to phase voltages. The values mimic page displays live currents and voltages. Measurement link through the measurements panels. Correct scaling and assignment turns mimic into fast diagnostic tool. Every disturbance records event log, and the sequence of events depends on the internal clock. If the time is wrong, analysis becomes unreliable. Date defines the calendar day stored in the logs. Time of day defines the timestamp resolution in the seconds. You can edit both fields when the relay allows manual time settings. Date style defines how the date operates in the local panel, and reports example shown uses day, month and year command in Europe. This setting does not change in the internal time, only display format. Enabling DCT activates the automatic seasonal time change. Status for DCT show if the DCT is active or inactive at the moment. System clocks defines all timestamps in the relay.